Long story short is from the creator of BoJack Horseman. Today, let's see if it's worth your time. Jumping through the years, we follow the Schwooper siblings from childhood to adulthood and back again, following their triumphs, disappointments, joys, and compromises. It took me some time to get adjusted to BoJack Horseman, but as I watched it throughout the years, I thought it was a pretty hilarious, raw, emotional, very messy, realistic show despite a show with a talking horse.
You stole muffins from a Navy SEAL?
I didn't know he was a Navy SEAL. I just thought he was a regular kind of SEAL.
And I had really high expectations going into Long Story Short, hoping that it would capture the magic that BoJack Horseman did offer. And luckily, these 10 episodes are really good. This is a show that has a structure that bounces around throughout the years. You can go from them being children to them being adults to them being teenagers, just back and forth throughout the years. And at first, that initial structure was a little bit off-putting for me because you would start off them as teenagers and then possibly going to adults, and then certain things would happen to their family throughout the years where they would not be communicating with others. Maybe someone in their family had passed away, and you're just kind of accepting all of that. And then you go back and then you have to explain everything that had happened. Then you go into the present and look at that messy relationship between everybody. But it ends up offering a very emotional journey for these characters, seeing their time from childhood to adulthood, and offering up a very complex storyline surrounding identity, their religion, and family, and how at times they felt disconnected or very connected at times. And I loved looking at that relationship. And each part of their lives offers up a very raw, emotional look at family. And despite it being an animated show, there's a lot of realistic moments when it comes to how this family is navigating their religion and their time into adulthood, and realizing that we're not going to be connected as we want to be, and we're not going to be able to achieve things that our parents would like us to. And I was really connected with the Schwooper siblings, and each one is very different from each other. Yoshi, the younger sibling, is still trying to find himself even as an adult. He sells mattresses that are in cans. And Shira and Avi both have complex relationships and are struggling. And these characters have potential, and their lives have gotten in the way, and they aren't where they want to be. It showcases the hardships in one's life. I really like the voice acting. Ben Feldman, Abby Jacobson, and Max Greenfield round out the siblings, and at times they do feel very connected. At times they do feel distant, but they do feel like siblings. I loved Lisa Elderstein and Paul Reiser as the parents. There's a particular episode with the mother, and the community is having an event for her, and everybody is just talking about how she changed their lives. And the kids are very confused with all of that because they have a different view of their mother. She's the symbol of hope in the community, and everybody just loves her, and the parent and the kids just don't get that. And it adds so much more depth to what these kids are going through and the hardships along the way. Dave Franco also appears in here, and I like his character. It's a reoccurring character, not like a big part in the show, but it was definitely fun to hear him in the show. And the animation style feels very reminiscent to BoJack Horseman. Sometimes the background is very limited, not as detailed, but you're able to focus with what's right in front of you, what the family's going through, their struggles, the joys of their lives, and the hardships along the way. And I love that style to this show, very similar to BoJack Horseman. It's very unique, very different than what you're going to get from your typical animated movie or show. The voice acting felt raw and deep, and the storyline throughout the 10 episodes, despite it bouncing around throughout the decades, you're able to really feel connected to the family and what they go through. When you see certain things in the present and they're disconnected, and then you look at when they were younger and how they were all very close as siblings, you're curious what happened throughout the years. Why are they so separated, and why can't they get back to being together? And then you look at your own relationships with your family and then what you go through as well, and you can just feel that connection between everybody. It's got this realistic feel to it. It's very emotional at times. I really liked it, and also it was quite funny. There were a lot of jokes in here that I did laugh, especially when it comes from Yoshi, the younger sibling, the one that is really kind of trying to get his life together, but he's got a lot of energy to him, and I really like that character. So it's funny at times, it's raw, emotional. I really liked it. One of the best shows I've seen so far this year. One of the better animated shows I've seen this year as well. If you did like BoJack Horseman, I do recommend checking out Long Story Short. It is worth your time. I'm gonna go ahead and give Long Story Short an A-. Thank you guys for your review for Long Story Short. Have you guys seen it on Netflix? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.